Hi everyone, and welcome to the next episode of We Talk Tech Seniors. Today we're going to be going over some devices which can make excellent holiday gifts for a senior or older loved one in your life. I'm very happy to be joined today by Vivian Garcia, who has been generously volunteering her time to help guide our We Talk Tech Seniors program in the right direction. Her insight has been invaluable in making sure our information is relevant and accessible to our audiences. Thank you for joining me, Vivian. Would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Thank you, Taylor. I have a spinal cord injury, and I've had a spinal cord injury for 33 years. I was a single mom, and my kids moved out, and I've had to redo my life for living on my own, which means, you're doing a lot more things, and you have to make things move, because I can no longer say to the kids, can you reach that from on top of the refrigerator? So I've added a lot of technology, and I'm still learning a lot of the words, and I'm still confused. But it's been really fun. And as you age with spinal cord injuries, sometimes you get things like carpal tunnel and overuse injuries and arthritis. And I have all of that. So you don't expect that. So the more that I can use technology for my daily living, the longer my lifespan of living happier, I guess, and more effectively will be. So when it comes to Christmas and the possibilities, I look forward to having the ideas of, maybe I should get one of those and put it on my Christmas list. And I appreciate, Taylor, you taking the time to guide me through this process of what's available, because there's so much that you can find and so much that you can see, and I want that, and I want this, I don't know what I want.
Our goal is first and foremost to choose items which are accessible to seniors to improve their quality of life and independence so they can continue to live, as you said, Vivian, happily and independently. Technology can be overly complicated for some people, so all the devices we've chosen have been picked for simplicity or features which we believe will make them just easier to use regardless of your technical ability. So the first item on our list are a personal favorite of mine. I've got them all over my house, smart plugs. They're one of the simplest technologies that we offer here at Technology for Independent Living, and I firmly believe they make great gifts for anybody who wants to add a little bit of technology to their life. Their function is very simple. They plug into your wall, and then you plug something else into them, such as a lamp or a fan, maybe your coffee maker, and then you can use your favorite voice assistant or an app on your phone to turn that device on and off. So they're very simple and easy to understand for somebody who is looking to kind of get into the smart technology space. Do you have any smart plugs in your home, Vivian?
I do. Watch this. Hey Google, turn off the black lamp.
Wow.
Hey Google, turn on the black lamp. I love that, because it's got this little tiny button in the back of it, and I can't twist it. So instead I can yell at my lamp, and it's fantastic. And I bought a Casa PP Link, and it's got this dual connection for outside. So I've plugged it into my wall, and I've set up a routine on my Google and on my Alexa. And at night, when the sun goes down, my outside Christmas lights go on and off when the sun rises and all. But it's great, because I can talk to each of the light systems individually through my Casa. So I have this ball that makes all this beautiful light, and I can say turn on the bulbs. And I also have lights in my trees, and I can say turn on the trees, and I can tell them to turn off, and at the same time, because I have it in a routine, it's all set up so I don't have to be home. I love it. They're so fun.
Yeah. I've got lamps all over the place that are on smart plugs, and just like you showed us here, I can turn them all on and off with voice commands, which is great not only for convenience, but maybe even safety as well. If you've got to reach down onto the floor, like some of these lamps have, the lamp here beside me, it's got this floor pedal that you turn on and off. No good for me, no good for anybody who's got limitations with their lower limbs. So with a smart plug, you can just use voice commands or an app on your phone, and boom, it's convenient, it's safe, it's fun. They're really fun. Go do a search for smart plugs if you think somebody on your gift list would be interested. The next item on our list is a Kobo Clara HD e-reader. E-readers are a device for reading all of your favorite books in a more convenient digital format. I think this is an excellent solution for anyone having trouble using traditional physical books due to new mobility limitations. I have mobility limitations. I can't use my hands, my arms very well, so it's very difficult for me to manipulate a physical book to turn the pages or carry it around with me. I have a Kobo Clara, and I love it. All it takes is a very light touch to turn the page or browse through all my books. Do you have any experience with e-readers, Vivian?
I don't have experience with e-readers. I do download books from the library all the time, but I was reading up on e-readers. I understand that that you can change the fonts, so you can make the fonts bigger and smaller, and that you can change the margins, and they have something for dyslexia, if need be, in the reader, which could be really cool if you have issues like that. But tell me about this lighting.
The problem with phones and tablets is if you're out in direct sunlight, say by the pool or out in the park or something, if your tablet is in direct sunlight, it's going to be very difficult to read it. It kind of washes it out. It's hard to see. The e-readers, on the other hand, like the Kobo, use a different technology which works in all kinds of light conditions. So if you were to take the e-reader to these same locations, it's going to be crystal clear even in direct sunlight, which is really nice if you want to go read a book in the park or at the pool or whatever.
If you were to go to Chapters Indigo, you could probably buy this for $150 right now.
Yeah, they're not the most expensive items, but they're certainly cheaper than, say, a tablet like an iPad. So if all you're interested in doing is reading, which may be the case for an older loved one in your life who you're buying this gift for, an e-reader is great because that's what it does. It reads. There's nothing more to get distracted or confused by. Just a reader. It's nice, simple, light. I'm very happy with mine. All right, the next item on our list, motion sensor lights. They're very simple. You put the batteries in, you mount them where they're needed, and you're good to go. A great place to put them would be perhaps between a bedroom and a bathroom for your midnight trips to relieve yourself. They'll provide automatic lighting whenever they detect motion, so you can be sure of your footing or your wheeling, your motion, and you can see where you're going. No more fumbling for light switches or unsafely stumbling around in the dark. So they're great. I've got lots of them around my house. I've got some on our stairs. There's some out in our yard. They're really great for just providing a little bit more safety when you're moving around if it's dark. There's all kinds of different varieties of motion lights. I'm going to link one or two in the description. They're suited for all kinds of locations. I've got indoor ones for my stairs, but I've also got outdoor ones.
Fantastic. So I would want to put them under the cabinet in my kitchen where you're trying to find things in the cupboard, and then maybe underneath the shelving in the kitchen, so if you put your hand under it, you've got some light there. It would also be really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then in my closets.
So the next item on our list is the Echo Show 10, specifically the third generation. This is returning us to the high-end smart tech stuff, but please bear with me. There's a few good reasons I've included it on the list as relevant to seniors. First and foremost are the communication features, chief among them being the drop-in feature. Drop-in is something that is unique to Amazon's Echo devices. It's available on all of the Echo devices, not just the Echo Show 10. What it allows you to do is make direct calls between Echo devices or even using the Alexa app on your phone. It's almost like a phone call, but in practice, it's more like an intercom. You can make these connections between Echo devices in your home or to your contacts in other locations, whether that's another city, province, or even country. Why this is relevant to seniors specifically is because the other party doesn't necessarily need to know how to answer. you can just make that connection straight away. It's not set up this way by default, but you can enable it to just accept calls from certain people automatically. So if your father is quite old and maybe doesn't want to learn or can't learn how these Echo devices work, they don't need to. You can just set it up, and then as soon as you place this call, it's going to go straight through to him and automatically answer, and there you go. So this is great if you have a regular call with your father or your mom or your grandparents at every Sunday at 5 or whatever your regular call is. All they need to do is know to expect your call and sit in their favorite chair with their light on, and it's going to connect, which makes it super convenient and not a stressful experience for them. The tech savvy kids can take care of all the hard work, right? Complementing this video feature nicely is something exclusive to the Echo 10 3rd Gen. The fact that it can rotate, the screen and camera all rotate as one, and it's very interesting. It's the only device of its kind that does this, and it's really nice for seniors because they don't necessarily need to know how to center themselves in the frame or make sure they're on the camera. The Echo device is smart enough to recognize a person and then follow them. So if grandma or grandpa is walking around the room while they're on the call, or they move or anything like that, the Echo Show 10 is going to follow them and ensure that you're always seen and they can always see you on the screen at the same time.
How fun is that?
Well, as well, the screen is really large, which is great if you've got a diminishing eyesight. So it's got a nice big 10-inch screen, which is on the larger side of these smart devices, and it makes viewing much easier.
It looks really cool. I have quite a few hubs around my house, and I was looking at it thinking, I could get rid of one of my smaller ones to my children.
Mm-hmm. Our last suggestion is more a category of products rather than a specific one. The Active Hands company has an extensive catalog of products which aid people with a reduced hand function to continue to live active and independent lifestyles. Their general purpose gripping aids are suited for a wide variety of everyday tasks like holding pencils or maybe turning doorknobs or gripping things in general. But they also have gear for specific activities like working out with weights, gardening. I saw an easy pour kettle, even things for kayaking, just a huge selection of different styles of cutlery and in different form factors for whatever your hand function is like. I'm going to put their website in the description, and you should really go just explore and see what's going to work for you or your loved ones. There's a lot of truly ingenious solutions available. Vivian, Active Hands was an excellent suggestion from you. Are there any items that you saw that might be useful for you or someone you know?
Well, there were a few things that were really interesting for me. Because you don't realize as you start losing the use of your hands how much you use your hands, and you don't realize all the things that you want them to do for you. So a lot of the cooking stuff is really, really good. Going through their stuff, they have a method for pouring hot water into cups, and they have these really cool Active Hands general purpose gripping aid gloves that you put over your hand, and you can clench it in, and you can stick a pencil in it so you can type or you can tap things. It's got these little doohickeys so you can pull and you can grip things. You can use them for kayaking. You can use them in your house. I mean, they're like $90, but there's a whole lot of stuff that you can do wearing these gloves that maybe you hadn't been able to do beforehand because of a lack of mobility, a lack of strength, a lack of all kinds of things. So the website is very fun. They have videos of how to cook and videos of people doing this, that, and the other thing, which is also cool because it's not, you're a senior and you should sit home and everyone should do things for you. It's like, no, pick up this knife, use it this way.
Yeah, you can still do it. You just need a specialized tool, but then you can get back to it. I really do appreciate the the visuals and the videos that are accompanying most of their products, because sometimes you see these products and they look really interesting, but then you want somebody to show you kind of how it's used. You just need to look and see all of them and find ones that you think are going to be helpful for you and things you want to do, or the things your elderly loved one wants to do. This is by no means an exhaustive list, but we are technology for living here, and we love our technology. So here's the tech devices that we think will make probably anyone's life a little bit better, a little bit easier, more independent, but especially seniors as you age and your ability changes. And I think these devices, most of them have merits for specific individuals. So think about the loved ones in your life and whether or not they would be grateful for a gift like this.
Talk to them about it. See what they want. Don't buy it unless they want it.
Yeah, that's something to be aware of with technology. Is not everyone's interested, but if they are, here's a list of where to get started. Thank you very much, Vivian, for joining me. This has been fantastic, and we'll be sure to get you back for the holiday list next year. I hope you have a great holiday.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been so fun, and I really learned a lot learning about this technology.